Hi, I'm Daniel Lucas, and welcome to Food 101. Food, people. Let's talk about food. And today I have my special guest. He is the senior cook at the Rich Carlton Hotel at Toronto, Ontario. No other than Mr. Pratamesh Narvekar. Welcome to Food 101, Mister. And can you please introduce more about yourself?
Yes. Thank you, Daniel, for having me here. So, my name is Pratamesh Narvekar. I'm originally from Mumbai, India. I've been born and brought up in Mumbai, and then I moved later on in my mid 20s to Canada to pursue my culinary journey. I'm specializing mostly in Indian and Italian cuisine right now. So I have specialized in Konkani cuisine, which is my home food, and also other parts of Indian cuisine. And right now I am pursuing my career learning more about Italian food from Chef Alessandro, and I'm working at the Ritz-Carlton Hotel under his team.
Yes, indeed. And thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and wisdom to the world, Mr. Pratam. So
Thank you.
tell us, what is Indian cuisine all about?
Indian cuisine is all about, it's like a melting pot of trades, then different cultures, then different ancient wisdom, and everything coming together, like people, their beliefs, their agricultural pattern, because of the Indian subcontinental is a very, geographically it's very diverse location. It has all things, like you can find a desert there, you can find snowy mountains, like big rivers, fertile plains, then there is a vast sea line, coastline, lot of rivers. So Indian food is having all that thing that land produces, cooked in different styles according to the people, the region, their beliefs, and it's presented in a simple, passionate, and in a lovely manner to each individual who aspire to have that food and satisfies hunger. So Indian cuisine is like it has a vast history, over 8,000 years of history. Since the records have been kept, there were spices grown. There were trades which bring a lot of things to the cuisine, to the people, and there were merchants who, from different regions, they were also bringing in their cooking skill, culinary attributes, and people there, they absorb, they share their knowledge, and that's how the Indian cuisine evolved. And slowly, as the world become more and more smaller because of the internet and the communication and everything, things change a lot in Indian food and Indian cuisine, and it became one of the top five cuisine, which is liked by people all over the world.
All over the world, indeed. So, Mr. Pratam, tell me, what is your favorite recipe in Indian cuisine?
For me, I basically like home based food a lot. I like the food that my mom, my grandmother, now my wife, my sister, whatever they cook. It's very simple ingredients, the simple spices, and it's a like heartwarming food that is presented to us on our dinner table, also for the lunch. So one of my favorite foods, I'm a avid seafood lover. I like seafood a lot, and there is one dish of prawn masala with spring onions in it. That is my favorite go-to dish, where the shrimp is cooked with onions, tomatoes, and there is a specialized masala that's been used in the coastal region from where I am. So they dry the chilies in the sun, and they use the whole spices like cumin, cardamom, and cloves, cinnamon, and more other, and they pound along with the chilies, and they store it in a small jars for the later use during the monsoon and the winters, where it's very difficult to preserve those whole chilies and everything. So that spice is used. So every house in that region has its own recipe for this masala. It is called as bottle masala because it's stored in a small jar, mason jar bottles and kept. So that spice is added to that, and then the shrimps with some coriander and some spring onions at the end, and that's my all-time favorite food to try and also to go for.
So, Mr. Pratam, for someone who's never tried Indian food, what is the one dish you would recommend as a perfect introduction?
As a perfect introduction for me, I think first the fear of spice should be removed from the mindset of the people, because a lot of people think Indian food is very spicy and it's a bit greasy and other aspects they find. So I think the simplest Indian food would be rice and lentil curry. That is a very heartwarming, very subtle spices in that. So I would recommend to have a nice bowl of cumin flavored rice, which is you tempered with cumin, and there is a fat that is used called as ghee. It's like a clarified butter that is on the other part of the world is called as clarified butter, but in India it's called as ghee. It's more refined than the clarified butter, and then you use that to temper your cumin and the rice. And the lentils are slow cooked along with some tomatoes, mustard seeds, cumin, curry leaves, and a simple go-to milk. You add some pickle on side if you want a little bit of hint of spice, or else you can just have that. And I think that's the first thing people should try, because this food is cooked in every house, whether it is a rich or a normal guy. He will surely have this meal one time at least a day or a week at least.
Beyond the well known curry, what's the popular everyday meal for families in India?
Everyday meal for families in India, they have basically the Indian food families they have is its meal consists on different things. It's called as thali. Like if you go to a restaurant, you'll always find the word thali, thali. So usually Indians also have the food as a thali. So thali has a mix of different flavors in it. So you can find like spice in it, sour, a salad component, and a curry vegetable, a tossed vegetable. Then you have a starch component that is either a rice or a lentil. So in traditional homes, you will find a lentil curry, a small bowl of rice, two or three chapatis. The chapatis can be tossed on the like a flatbread. It's called as flatbread to be more precise on that. So it's done on tawa, and then you will have a curry. If it's a vegetarian, of course, a veg curry. If it's a non-vegetarian, there will be a chicken or a fish curry, depends on that. And then you will have a dry version of that vegetable, and then you will have a salad like cucumber slice, carrots, maybe some red onions, lemon to squeeze on it. And of course, there will be some dessert at the end, because all of the Indians love the dessert. And then the dessert can be in form of, reduced condensed milk kheer, or a savory like or a gulab jamun kind of thing, which is a ball which is dipped in the ball of condensed milk, which is dipped in the sugar syrup. You can have that one as there. So usually Indian people, they go for like a whole set of meal, like a thali, on their day-to-day basis.
So, Mr. Pratam, you told me before that you're from Mumbai. So, tell us
Yeah.
what's the difference of cuisine in Mumbai for other province in India?
Okay, so Mumbai has a long history. Mumbai was ruled a bit in history by Portuguese, and then came the Britishers. So there is a lot of influence, and Mumbai has been being a financial capital of India. There has been a lot of migration there. So people from all over all over the country and also from different all over the region in India. They come there, so there is a melting pot for different regional cuisines there. From the base is the Maharashtrian cuisine there and the Konkani food, because those are the regions more close to Mumbai. Apart from that, there is other migration people which have slowly started making their own cuisine there, and so they have explored into the street snacks and everything. So there is one thing that has very famously eat all over the Mumbai is called as vada pav. So it's a name for like a Indian burger. So it's a potato patty which is slightly spiced, dipped in gram flour, fried, and then put inside the sliced bread with some onions, some chutneys, and that's the go-to food for everyone. It's one of the favorite street food snack people go for. Also, it becomes a meal for people who just want to have it because it's so filling, so contenting that after work or while going to work or just chatting out with friends, people have that. So about the food more, which is eaten every day, it's from Maharashtrian Konkani cuisine, which includes lot of coconuts, base curries, well, mild spice curries, the vegetables grown there. Rice is always a staple. Either you boil a rice or make flatbreads out of the rice. And the souring agents like kokum is predominantly used there. So that becomes a base of the food for people there. But nowadays, because of migration, a lot of other cuisines are also being cooked up because those people are living in Mumbai. They always want to have their food, and those ingredients are available, so it's very easy. So it's basically it's a lot of cultural influence there with food.
Mr. Pratham, street food is a
Yes.
huge part of Indian culture. What is your favorite street food snack and what it makes special?
Yeah. So favorite street food I told you is the vada pav, the one that I mentioned you just few minutes back. So that is my go-to food. Every time I go Mumbai, after I land, I do have that because it's my favorite. Then the other street food favorite which I like is pani puri. So pani puri is like it's a small flat disc which are fried and they blow up like a ball, and you crack the open up the ball on one side, and then you mix with flavored liquid, like that liquid, like it's liquid is usually the water. It is flavored with cumin, mint, and they also put some black pepper, uh, and they have the green chutney in that. Sometimes they put the dates and tamarind chutney, and it is you just dip into that, add those toppings on it, dip into that flavored water, and there is a base of like a mashed potatoes in that, or you will have some boiled lentils in that, sprouted lentils in that, and then there's a different versions of it. And once you have that, you dip in the water and you put in your mouth, and the explosion that you get in your mouth with all these flavors is so amazing that I think any individual who will try it will not stop at one of it. He will go for around two or three or five, depending on his capacity and his spice level. So this is one of the favorite street food in Mumbai too. And usually, there is a lot of Mumbai being a coastal areas. There is beaches over there, two or three beach where people go see the sunset, sun going down with the mild waves sound in their ear, and they are munching on those pani puris at the food vendors, street vendors. That's it.
Mr. Pratham, if you had one choose or if you had to choose one, which city or region in India do you think is the ultimate food destination and why?
Ultimate food destination. I think India is very incredibly vast. Every region has its unique touch and love to the food. it's very difficult for me to really go on to one cuisine because I have traveled to most part of India and wherever I have stayed, and I had always connected myself there with food, whether it's in North where the food is simple with simple vegetable but a lot of spice. In South is more like a seafood and coconut. In North is more rich with milk and that because of the green pasture lands. In the east is more with the rice because of the fertile lands over there, and river seafood like river food like the river fish, and everything is on the eastern side. Also along with a lot of medicinal herbs that are used in the food. So for me, it's very difficult to answer this question, but of course, my home food, the Konkani cuisine, is my favorite cuisine because it is very it's a very diverse cuisine with a lot of influence from the sea and the mountains. So I like that cuisine a lot.
Mr. Pratam, before we wrap up our discussion for today, I'm inviting you to please do listen to my other podcast, people. My other podcast, because my abstract essay is already in fifth season, abstract poetry in second season, and my book 101 review in fifth season too. Comedy 101 in second season, and our food 101 with Chef Alessandro in its fifth season as well. Geography 101 in fourth season, and my baby podcast Law 101 and Mental Health 101, Love Letters in third season, and Movie 101 Review and Music 101 in fourth season, and Science 101 and Sex 101 in its first season. Please listen to them wherever you listen your podcasts. So, Mr. Pratam, how does the concept of balance manifest in a traditional Indian thali or plate with the multiple dishes?
How does the balance, right?
Yes.
Oh, yes. So this is a very good question because the balance is so intricately placed there by the chef or like the home cooks who are cook it. When you have that bite or the morsel of the food in your mouth, you can feel it like in every sense of your tongue. You can feel that flavors hitting that note. So that balance is always comes with skills, your learning, the your knowledge which is shared by your elders. This is a very very important aspect. Like the older people in India, they always pass on their knowledge to their future generations, and that time they teach you how to use those spices, how to use those souring agents in a confined manner, where keeping the balance makes the dish to the top hit the roof, or if you go somewhere wrong while tempering or adding the spice in that, and the people can dislike it. So it comes with the practice, a lot of practice. Like I want to tribute all the chefs who have been doing this continuously, day in and day out, working hard, getting that balance right, and giving that love in the food and presenting that food to the people to satisfy their hunger, content their souls. So it comes with practice a lot, and of course you should have that love too in the while making the food. I think those things, the love and your practicing, helps a lot.
Mr. Pratam, for a home cook attempting their first complex Indian dish, what is your number
Mhm.
one piece of advice?
Number one piece of advice: listen to your seniors if they are guiding you, like your parents or your grandmother, whoever is around you, or you have just seen that. Give some love in the food, and also respect the ingredients that you are using it. I think those things, if very well directed or very well articulated, I think that person will be as successful as a professional or a experienced home cook can be. So it's just very simple. It's not
Simple in
complicated.
Indeed. And Mr. Pratam, is there a dish you used to dislike but have grown to love, or vice versa?
Uh, when it comes to the food, I really didn't dislike anything as such. I'm a bit food lover. I always try to respect the food of every individual in this world, what he is eating and what he is cooking or what he is cultivating. So for me, I think it's very difficult to answer, but so far now I haven't come across a single dish that I haven't loved or like.
Yes, Mr. Pratam, or Pratamesh Narvekar. Thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and wisdom to the world. So, can you please invite our listeners to support your advocacy or whatever projects that you're doing right now?
Thank you, Daniel, for hosting me here. It was a very pleasure talking to you, giving a little bit of knowledge about the food cuisine that I love day in and day out. It was indeed a very wonderful time.
Yes, and thank you so much for sharing your cuisine
Thank you.
to the
Namaste.
world. Yes. Modicon people, see you soon.